How would you feel if your loved one was diagnosed with a life-threatening disease? What if your child was fighting to save her life? You might shudder at the very thought. You would do everything in your capacity to save them, wouldn't you? Sign up for the endless hospital visit, tackle long medical bills. But what if you didn't have the resources to do that? What then? This is the harsh reality of today's time. Medical services for certain disorders cost more than one's lifelong earnings. Even emptying your entire bank account might not hit the mark. Now, this might be hard for you to imagine if you come from a well-to-do family, but that is the case in many parts of the world. And for this particular couple, from India's financial capital, Mumbai, the worst fears came true. Their 16-month-old baby got diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy, or SMA. His name is Nirvan. Look at the visuals on your screen now. Without a care in the world, he's just trying to crawl, but he cannot. He was 13 months old when his parents noticed something was off. Nirvan was not able to sit for more than 5 seconds. He was born with a spinal deformity. But the parents didn't expect what lay ahead, that their only child would test positive for something like SMA. Now let's see what this disease actually is. It is an inherited disease that affects nerves and muscles. It mostly affects infants and children, but can also develop in adults. It increasingly weakens the muscles to the point that the baby cannot stand or walk independently. Some of the major symptoms are tremors in the hands and fingers, weak arms or legs, joint problems, an unusually curved spine, weak breathing muscles, and difficulty even coughing. Nirvan's diagnosis was tough for his parents. But what seemed even tougher was shelling funds for his treatment. The baby needs a gene replacement therapy. It requires a single dose of Zolgensma. That's the name of the drug. It is manufactured by Switzerland-based pharma company Novartis. And guess how much it costs? Nothing can prepare you for it. A single dose, I repeat, a single dose of this drug costs 17.5 crore rupees. Meaning more than $2,114,000. I repeat, a drug worth more than $2 million. Can you imagine? Such a huge amount for a single dose of a critical life-saving drug, which brings me to my question. Why? Why is such a crucial drug so expensive? More importantly, should a life-saving drug be so costly? This baby's life is on the line. The promise of a bright future is on the line. The drug needs to be given before he turns 2. But from where could the parents fish out more than $2 million? One obvious answer is crowdfunding. The couple turned to fundraising platforms. They contacted several celebrities to spread the word. Now picture yourself in this prediction. Your kid is struggling for his life, and you have to publicize this horrible situation. Find contacts, scramble for money just to afford the basic medical treatment. I'm not exaggerating when I say that any parent would go to any lengths for their child. At the start of February, the couple had raised only 3 crore rupees, but they had a stroke of luck. Some generous anonymous donor contributed about 11 crore rupees, meaning $1.4 million, to this crowdfunding. The duo is grateful beyond words. But once again, could everyone be as lucky as them? I'm afraid not. And that's the tragedy. Thousands of such cases emerge. You might have watched such advertisements on your social media platform yourself. They are everywhere on YouTube, on news websites. This just gives you a rough estimate of how prevalent such cases are. So who is the culprit? Why is critical healthcare so expensive? Why do so many people scramble for money to save their loved ones? Drug companies like Novartis should answer that question. You see, when pharma companies are asked to justify the cost of their drugs, they conveniently point fingers at the cost of research. Their argument is they spend billions of dollars in research and development, R&D, in researching and developing these medicines, and that they need to cover that amount through sales of these very drugs that are costing $2 million for saving a life. In fact, corporations have a special category for such expensive medication. They are called blockbuster drugs. They generate more than $1 billion of revenue for its owner each year. And this particular drug, Zolgensma, which Nirvan needed, lies in this very category of blockbuster medication. Novartis generated around $1.37 billion through its sale in 2022. Until last year, it was the world's costliest drug, the costliest one. But here's a shocking fact. Despite its insane price, it isn't foolproof. 2 children from Russia and Kazakhstan died after being given this $1 million drug. So what does Novartis have to say for itself? Here's the thing. Pharmaceutical companies fail to realize that they are in a business of saving lives. It is people's lives that they are dealing with. Nobody expects them to be charitable and save people from dying. But can we really ignore the ethical question here? Zolgensma is one of the rare drugs that can actually treat spinal muscular atrophy. In a way, it has a monopoly on the market. So isn't it abusing its leverage through its sky-high prices? Now, thanks to the anonymous donor, Nirvan's life will hopefully be saved. But the harsh truth is that is everyone that fortunate? I'm afraid not. It's about time we hold money-making pharma companies, profiteering pharma companies accountable. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.